on your eyes.
The Dakota Access Pipeline protest at Standing Rock came to most people's attention on September 3, 2016, when security henchmen used vicious dogs and pepper spray against approximately 100 Native Americans and their advocates, who were peacefully chanting, "Mini-Wakoni, water is life."
Most of us women, we linked arms and we went up to the front line and we started pushing through, and we weren't like literally pushing, we were just walking, and this guy comes, he's a private contractor security, and he started spraying her, and then he started spraying right along everyone who was linked up.
I don't know how to get this in. My whole body is all hot.
What's your name? Where are you from?
We're in Flying Horse from Bullet, South Dakota.
And they set the dogs on us and they started spraying us. Before I got sprayed, I seen dogs biting people indiscriminately, including Dakota Access Pipeline workers.
I was just going toward the truck with my dog, and then the guy just leaned out and pepper sprayed me. Thankfully, he didn't hit my dog, but I just got mace all up in my eyes.
Oh my God.
At least 6 people were bitten, including a young child. This was shocking and brought to mind the use of dogs against African Americans in 1960s Alabama.
And our sisters! We stand! With our people! For one nation! We stand! For water! For life! We stand!
Thirsty for knowledge on what was happening with the pipeline construction in North Dakota, I was unable to find any coverage by the mainstream media. They were purposefully oblivious. The few stories I did find came from the Young Turks, Democracy Now!, and MSNBC's Lawrence O'Donnell.
After all of our major wars, we signed peace treaties and lived by those treaties. After World War II, when we made peace with Germany, we then did everything we possibly could to rebuild Germany. No Native American tribe has ever been treated as well as we treated Germans after World War II. Donald Trump and his supporters now fear the country being invaded by foreigners who want to change our way of life, a fear that Native Americans have lived with every day for over 500 years.
The news blackout of the Standing Rock story by the mainstream media is a sad symptom of our decaying democracy. All the media mergers over the last 40 years have put control of our news consumption into the hands of a few powerful corporations. On the bright side, we have discovered new sources on the internet, like the Young Turks, who do not answer to corporate masters. It has been said that an independent media is the heart of a democracy. Looks like that heart is only to be found on the internet.
Thousands of veterans are heading to the site of the continued protests over the construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline. 2,000 veterans have already signed up, and we're going to give you all the details. Now, the current campsite can only hold about that many, unfortunately, but apparently up to 1,000 additional veterans will be heading there at some point. There will probably be some rotation. Obviously, people have lives that they have to continue. The veterans plan to set up on December 4th and will stay there at least through December 7th, although some will remain indefinitely at Standing Rock. Now, wouldn't it be cool if we had one of those veterans here? Or maybe give us a little bit of background information about this plan. Oh, that guy. Michael, what is this?
Yeah, and by the way, not just one of the guys going. He's one of the two
course,
organizers,
yes.
along with Wes Clark.
Well, the first thing is that it's really not about Wes or I in any way, shape, or form. Yes, we are the structure and the organization of this, but we're pulling back very intentionally at this point in time to let the tribe speak, and all the media and everything else is going to be directed towards the voice of the people.
There was much discussion with my son Morgan about what was happening at Standing Rock, especially after a protest in Toronto. Then came the question, Dad, can we go to Standing Rock and see for ourselves what's going on? We hit the road on Friday, December 2nd, in my trusty 2001 Cavalier. Morgan and I arrived at the Osheti-Socoan camp in Cannonball, North Dakota on Sunday, December 4th. It was a gorgeous sunny day, and we could both feel the good vibes emanating from this growing camp.
How we doing? First time? All right, right in, take a right as soon as you get in. Yeah, right up here, you go in, take a first right. All right.
It was also the day that the Army Corps of Engineers announced that they were not going to allow the easement required to allow drilling under the Missouri River to continue. The word traveled through camp the old-fashioned way, by mouth. Passers-by would say, "Have you heard the news? We won!" It was a victory, and there were even some fireworks.
You guys want some chili?
You got chili?
Yeah. We got fruit pies.
Really?
Yeah.
We spoke to many people, asking why they had come, and there were different answers, but they all had one thing in common. They came to help.
I'm here for thatchannel.com with Alex Garcia from Wichita, Kansas. So, Alex, what has brought you all the way here?
Well, I've come to support these people in their stand for their cause. Just after the holiday, I was watching the news, and I'd seen the news little by little about what's been going on up here, but I saw a newsreel of some natives, cutting firewood in the cold with chainsaws and big wood unsplit, and I thought, man, that's no way to be working out in the cold. I know exactly far too well what that is. I own a tree service, and I got to thinking, man, I could at least help with that. I can't do a lot, but I have the means to drive up here and transport some wood, and so I did. I loaded up about 13 ricks of firewood, split dry firewood, and toted it up here. Sent a message out to a friend that I went to military school with, who's a Native veteran as well, and he mentioned that he was coming up here. So we met, and we brought all these wood for whoever needs it to help keep them warm throughout this. And it sounds like they got some pretty good news today. So hopefully they won't need as much as we were expecting them to. But yeah, it's a good thing.
Some people have come back to camp even after being arrested.
I'm standing with Ashton and Donnie. So, guys, what have brought you here to Standing Rock?
Well, I felt like it was kind of a calling, and I was here about a month ago. I got arrested and just recently came back.
Stopped the pipeline.
So where are you guys all from?
I'm from Austin, Texas.
Virginia.
And how long do you guys plan on staying?
This time around, I think I'll be here for a few weeks.
About another hour.
That's pretty soon. So, why were you guys arrested?
We were in a prayer circle, and basically we were at the North Camp. It was October 27th. We were at the North Camp, and the objective was to stay peaceful in prayer no matter what was going on around us, and to, I guess, just provide unity, just show everybody that we were here to do this through love and peace and prayer, and not to be reactionary to the violence or brutality of the police.
Yep.
So what happened when you guys got arrested? Where were you taken?
To the Mandan jail, put in the kennels, and then then taken to Fargo jail. It's about 3 hours away.
So were you guys actually in dog kennels?
They were makeshift kennels that were like dog kennels.
I just want to thank the council for bailing all of us out, because none of us had money to do it.
Yeah, $1,500 for each person.
Yeah,
and we were held for 3 days in jail. We weren't protesting. We were on treaty land, which we were allowed to be there. They just didn't want us there. And the fact that they're protecting an oil company and not the people.
Yeah.
Anyways, yep.
So what do you guys think about the announcement made yesterday about the Army Corps of Engineers?
Well, the announcement yesterday. I think that I just want to wait and see what happens, to be honest with you, because I think anything can really happen at this point, especially with a Trump presidency, someone who has money invested in the pipeline. I don't know, but I am happy with the news, absolutely.
Yes, it is great news. But, excuse me, I was here September 8th through the 11th, and that's when Obama apparently stepped in and called a halt to for them to assess the rest of the pipeline. Everybody was like, hey, we done it. This is great. And 2 weeks later, they continue to dig. So it sounds like similar news, I think, just to get the vets to go away and for people to go away. And they're going to pick up doing it. So the fight's not over. People need to stay. I'm coming back. But, yeah, that's about it.
Well, thank you guys. I've enjoyed your time, and stay warm. As you can see, it is almost like a light blizzard snowing here right now, and it is pretty cold.
Considering that the camp was only a few months old and there were over 2,000 people living here, we were amazed at the extent of the organization. There was a well-stocked food prep tent where we were treated to an amazing Sunday roast beef dinner. There was garbage, recycling, and sewage collection happening all over camp. Everything you needed was there. There was no place to spend money. On Monday, December 5th, we were trying to do a live hit from Facebook Hill when the storm began rolling in. A steady wet snow was falling on us, and Morgan got soaked as we tried in vain to make a connection with thatchannel.com back in Toronto.
Hey Mo, I don't think we're going anywhere.
Morgan was one of the many who developed hypothermia from the storm. We were able to experience firsthand the wonderful medical treatment the camp was able to provide. The storm was brutal, and our tent, as well as many others, collapsed from the howling winds. We ended up abandoning the tent and getting out of camp Tuesday morning, making it to Bismarck, only to find the main interstate was closed. The Water Protectors are a very well-organized group, even offering training in nonviolence before protectors go to the front. They are very serious about weeding out any hotheads who may retaliate when provoked. The storm has cut the camp's population in half, but there are still about 1,000 people braving the sub-zero North Dakota freeze-out. They say they will stay and make sure DAPL does not start drilling again. Sadly, history tells them not to trust our word. There is also talk that they will stay and fight for the land, which they have never given up. Stay tuned, much more to come on this story.